Hello everyone, and welcome back to Russia. Today I'm inviting you to take a walk slash drive around my hometown, our place where I grew up and spent all my youth. It's a very small town. It's around 80,000 people, and right now I and my mom in there in the center. As you can see, we still have a Lenin sculpture here. I don't know how long it's gonna be staying here, probably forever, but this is the main square where usually we have big celebrations, and during Christmas time we have a Christmas tree here. Not as big as in New York City, but better small than nothing. The town is very empty. I don't know where everyone, I think because it's still summer, so probably a lot of people still on vacation, or I don't know, maybe it's like in country houses, but as you can see, there's still construction going on. It's in small towns there's always construction, always. Welcome everyone. Hi Kevin, hi Darnie, hi Emma, hi Roger, hello Kandori. Please write English so we all can understand you. Welcome guys. Behind the trees building where the not government administration, yeah. Right now, my mom's saying that they put a new cover. I don't know why they made this pattern like stripes. We were talking with my mom that it doesn't really look too great. I don't know, feels a little bit busy. But yeah, this is the Lenin, and this is a building where the concerts happening, all other stuff. I don't know. I left the town in 2008, and I used to come maybe once in 2 years to visit my mom, my family, because this town is really nothing to do. As you can see, it's very empty on a Sunday evening. But at the same time, I was walking around, and it's so quiet and it's so peaceful. Comparing to New York City, such a big contrast. Where I came from and where I live now. You see, he's young kids showing off their bicycle skills. Hey, Alex. Also, in this square, the school graduations usually happening. When you graduate school, how many сколько у нас школ? We have 10, 10? We have around 10 schools for whole town. Идем к фонтану. Okay. So this is the yellow building is a musical school. So kids go to learn different musical instruments. I think the most popular is a piano, accordion, cello. Yeah. Hey David. Hi. Hi guys. So we have a fountain over there, but it doesn't work. So yeah, when you graduate school, all graduate kids are gathered in this square, and we usually have a mayor of the town to give outstanding kids with outstanding grades, gives awards to all students that graduate with excellent. This is a fountain. It's not working. My mom said it's worked for some days, but I don't know why it's not working right now. So we want to show you the movie theater. Right across the street. Мам, так, пойдем напротив. Ну, я так напротив только. Он сейчас работает?
Нет, там как по-другому.
So it used to be the movie theater, but now there's no more movie theater. I don't think so we don't have movie theaters in my town, but the building is beautiful. It was built in 1950s. The name of the town is it's weird Russian name. The name is Kuznetsk, which basically translates as blacksmither, and идем к машине? Вон так обойдем? Okay. So the actually town is pretty old. It's 325 years old. So it was originated in the 1699, and it was a small village. And in 1750s something, the Catherine the Great named it as Kuznetsk, which means blacksmith. And apparently the name was she named it because the city was famous for a lot of very good artisans and blacksmiths. So here you guys see the bridal fashion here. So we're gonna take a walk around and and jump in my mom's car. I also notice a lot of Russian kids wearing a lot of black and dressing in a lot of black stuff. We have some old buildings that dating back to the mid of 19th century, but most of their houses originally were wooden, but in the mid of 19th century, 1850s, there was a big fire in the city, and majority of the buildings got burned, and so the oldest buildings we have from like mid or late 19th century. You're probably guys thinking, where did I bring you to? But this is a reality. This is a real Russia. It's not Moscow. It's not anything fancy. We have a Ferris wheel too, and I actually rode it when I was young, but we drove earlier there, and I was like, oh, maybe we will ride this Ferris wheel with my mom, but it doesn't work. I don't know when it's working. Even so, it's Sunday, it should be working. Hey, Coffee Mama. Hi, network. Welcome, everyone. Oh. So these buildings that you see, it used to be, It used to be nightclub. Мам, у нас есть ночные клубы в Нью-Йорке? Ой, в Нью-Йорке вот здесь.
Где-то есть, наверное.
So it used to be nightclub. So I went there a couple times when I was like late in my school years. But I don't know. You saw how Moscow has changed and it looks beautiful and developed. So when you go outside of the Moscow, Russia, the city, rural cities actually looks very sad. Unfortunately, because all money goes from the federal budget goes to Moscow, and the small towns doesn't get enough money, doesn't get development. Because that's why you see the city is very empty, because people trying to escape it. If the people who has opportunity try to run out, escape. What is that? What I noticed only changed is пойдем здесь пройдем. What I noticed only changed is we have a new church, religious things pop up, but nothing like no other infrastructure like hospitals or something for people. I just want to see what's there. Like little square. Look at this bench. What's up with this bench? Probably place for people to drink alcohol. I don't know what is that. Hi, Colleen. But the town is very green, and it's pretty small. Okay, we're gonna jump to my mom's car and she will drive us around because there's not much to see, unfortunately. I have a personal driver. I think when I was younger, we had more life in the town. Right now, looking. Подожди, сейчас одену, подержи. Нет, вот этот вот. Now it's look sad. Put on my belt. Okay. Let's go. Ну давай. Куда? Мы же говорили. Ну, на Комсомольскую, может быть, на Марии. See that there's a road also under construction. Woohoo! But you can see we have a lot of pine trees, a lot of trees. Also, another thing, people don't really, now everyone has a car and people don't really walk on the streets. Everyone is driving. Huh? My mom was like, I need to wash my car windows. I was like, yeah, you should. And also my mom was saying right now there's no traffic, but even in my town we have a traffic because we have a bridge that goes across the railroad, and the bridge is very narrow, and it connects two parts of the city. And in the morning, especially when the school starts, there's a lot of traffic. So most of the houses you see this brick house and some of them wooden. Most of the houses look like this. I don't know, there's a new monument of the horse. I don't know why.
Я стараюсь медленно, я так еду со скоростью 30 км.
I was telling my mom, do not drive too fast, so you guys can see at least something. At least they got now pedestrian walks. I feel like when I growing up, we didn't have pedestrian walks. We just like jaywalking everywhere. Hey Thomas. So yeah, we have small amusement park, but it's probably like, I don't know, in decay. Also, you see, like, the driving is not the safest thing here. A lot of drivers are not really polite and respectful.
Сукин, ну вам же это красный, ёб твою мать.
My mom is like coursing because this guy is just working on the red light. My mom used to work in this building long time ago. This is like a main street called Komsomolskaya Street. Мам, я не могу туда-сюда, потому что глаза будут это. Или я на одной стороне, или на другой стороне. Потому что когда мотаешь...
Хорошо, все поняла. Сейчас мы по этой стороне. Вот это вот колледж медицины. Сейчас скажи.
Он все работает?
Конечно. Он, правда, сейчас на ремонте, но он как функционирует.
Okay.
Как это.
Wow, look at that. What they have here. So this is also one of the oldest building from the 19th century, and then it's like a medical college. It still works. This is next building we have is a art school, but it used to be a library. There's a school where my mom studied, behind the trees. The town is so small, like you can walk on the street and everyone knows you. That's why I try to hide. The church that we probably will drive through, actually one of the oldest churches in the town. You see, we don't have the best roads here. But this is a typical houses, private houses. And the name of the street, Lenina. It's like named after Lenin. So we're gonna walk. А можно здесь поставить куда-нибудь? Подняться можно? Нельзя?
Сейчас попробуем поставить. Где тут?
Может, в кустах? As you can see, we don't really have a dedicated parking spaces to anywhere, so you just have to like find a free space and bush to park the car. But I really love those pine trees. It's like fairy tale style pine trees. Да. Поднимемся. So you see someone has a luxurious cottage or like big house, and right next to it the house, I don't know, probably no one lives there anymore. Ой, мама, окно не закрыли?
Нет, сейчас быстро.
So we're gonna walk to this big hill memorial. So quiet, so dead and empty here. Туда? А не через... А, может, спустимся тогда, это?
Там навряд ли, где-то это.
Там же главный это...
Главное все время здесь, ты что?
Нет, ты что там?
Что со мной
Окей.
споришь?
Ну ладно. Я поднималась всегда там.
Нету, вот она главная, лестница самая большая. Не знаю, только открыта или нет, я не знаю.
So memorial is actually dedicated to their soldiers who died in their World War II.
Закрытый.
Ну, там с другой стороны. And usually every ну, пошли перейдем. Every May 9, when we have a victory day, everyone, during my childhood again, during my childhood we usually go and put flowers to this memorial. Я уже сказала. So you can see the contrast of the life. You know what? All these old houses, probably the like grandparents or parents die and their kids move out and live somewhere else. That's why you see, and they don't do anything with the land, with houses. You just keep it as it is. Here you can see the birch tree. I told you guys we have a birch tree everywhere. The one good things about living in a small town, you have a beautiful view of sunset because you don't have tall buildings and they don't block sky. Может, через ту вон вверх пойдем? Там какие-то лестницы большие. Вон, главная лестница. Oh wow, what a beautiful sunset, but the sky right in my face. Okay, I'll show you. А вот это новый, да?
Да.
Белый. Ну как нет, ничего, там же главный этот. Ну, можешь я посидеть? Я схожу, мам. Now I'm saying there's nothing you can get in. So it's the hill, actually natural hill in the town. So that's why they place a memorial in the highest point of the town. So we get a nice view. Мам, этот главный вход был всегда. Okay. So this is very old memorial, and we're always celebration of the Victory Day, May 9th every year. All kids, all school students come here because during the war, around I think 8,000 people from my town participated in the war with Germany, and we have a lot of people who die there. And during the war also the town play important role in supplying military with their shoes, clothes, and all other stuff. So here apparently supposed to be fire. They call it eternal fire, but I don't know. Supposed to be eternal fire. That's why they call it eternal fire, but someone forgot to fire it up. I have not been here in ages. Oh my god. Hi VG. Look at the berries. I don't know what kind of berries it is. Oh, they water them. It's nice. Hi Rigbast, welcome. So on those here you can find the names of the people who participate from this town. So my grandparents, they were little kids when the war started. But that times everyone, because all men was fighting, all women and teenagers and kids were involved in the industry in I'm just like walking around to see what's there, doing helping help medication, textile for soldiers. I know we study a lot in school about this all stuff. You can come up from this side, but they put gates over there. But you can see the view of the town. You see there's no tall skyscrapers. I think the tallest building we have it's nine floors. Все, пошли обратно? Ну ладно, пошли уж вниз. Ну что, видишь, можно было зайти.
Да, он говорит, тут парадный открывает только на 9 мая.
Окей. I have a feeling this memorial now is like a dating place. Well, it's a nice quiet spot.
Я про ту, которую не влада.
Right now we don't have any industries in my town except like furniture factories. The factories, we have a lot of like businesses that produce furniture, like for kitchen, sofas, anything. And most of this furniture is actually produced and taken to Moscow and sold for a lot of money. So, but nothing else we have here. Maybe like supermarkets. But it's kind of like sad little town. I know. But we get beautiful sunsets here. Да, красивое прям небо. Ага.
Сюда там
have like couple museums here. This is museum dedicated to World War II, and one more museum we have dedicated the history of the town. You know, I was thinking the other day, the town is like 325 years old, this town. And New York, what New York is like, okay, a little bit older. But the difference between development in New York City and my town is so drastically different. How New York City developed over the centuries. Давай. Что-то это было школа, что у меня связь попала. Нет, мам, лежи. Okay, we're gonna have a school. This is also a very old building. My brother went to the school. It's like fancy building. When I say old building, I mean like buildings are dating back to early 20th centuries, like 1910, something like this. Hi David, Costa, welcome. I'm just gonna do a quick stop and show you the oldest church where the history of the town actually started. So originally it was wooden, and then they rebuilt it in mid of I think 19th century to make it from the brick from. An interesting thing that during the Soviet times in 1930s, this church was abandoned. They used it like a storage for. Бутылки сдавали там?
Ну, пустая тара
The empty glass bottles was collecting there, and they only reopened it after like Soviet Union collapse in 1990s. So that's like the beginning of the town, the church where the town started. I have another interesting story about this, that I don't know, Russians believe that all kids have to go to church before the school year starts, like before 1st September, and that was totally torture for me to go to this church with my grandmother every year, because I don't know why. Russian church, you stand, you don't sit, and you're supposed to go there on empty stomach. Really pleasant experience. Restaurants? Oh. У нас есть здесь ресторан? Yes, but they're not the best. University, no, my town doesn't have universities. The nearest university is like other town where I study. I I might go there in a week, so I will show you guys the bigger town and in this Penza region. Hi Maxine, hello to Nepal. Beer factory visit. We passed, I think. Yes, Quasimodo, we will be passing visit.
Это пивной завод.
Yes.
Печенье там где
К нам кто-то из Пензы присоединился. See your point and your comment. I'm actually shocked myself. The network might be a little bit spotty. The network might be very spotty because of the situation. The government sometimes shuts down the cellular network. So hi Danny, Tunnel King. You find this very interesting? Yeah, okay, we're gonna go through the river. This is a bridge through the river. You can't even see river, it's like... не надо. It used to be a big river during my... Поехали, нужно будет контролировать связь. Used to be a big river. But now, you know, like we had a lot of leather industry, and as you know, all these industries, they don't utilize waste as a need, and a lot of waste was going to the water, so the river looks like sad river. Да, наверное, сейчас с горы будет закат красивый, да?
Опять часов не будет. А здесь тут купаются.
So another thing my mom was saying that a lot of people come to jump in the cold natural well.
Да.
То есть он родник как, да?
Да.
Ой, аккуратно.
Очень аккуратно. Тут как Кавказ сейчас будет. Тут сзади еще лошадь. Надо прибавить скорость, ничего не заедет.
Хорошо.
Видишь, что?
My mom saying it's my mom saying this is like dangerous road. Have to dangerous wavy road where is a kid playing with a bottled water on the sidewalk. Hi Pavel. Yes, we're very close to Togliatti.
Встать надо. Надо развернуться, да?
Ага.
Но тут сейчас будет вид, наверное, закат.
Ну не знаю, где тут виды.
Ну вон, вот смотри, как вон закат. Иди,
ну
может,
да.
ты выйдешь? Нет?
Ну ты разве... Да нет, нормально так. Ну так. Такой закат красивый, конечно. The sunset in open sky is beautiful for sure. Something you don't see much in New York City. Unless you go to the... Да. Да, связь хорошая здесь. Unless you go all the way to the west side. But this is already like suburbs. Yeah, what these kids doing? Look at that. They're just... Ага.
Так вот, вода была лед.
А он собачку, что ли, несет?
Не знаю, кого он несет.
А, нет, он продукты несет. The prices, food prices, is similar to what the Moscow. It's cheaper. It's definitely cheaper than New York City, and I have to say they have a big they have a big variety in supermarkets. Like I haven't been home in 3-4 years, and I have to say the supermarkets got stuffed with a lot of products. It's the prices here is definitely, and of course way cheaper than in New York City, but also the salaries. The salaries here is I think, like my mom was saying, the people who work on the furniture factories making like, сколько ты говоришь, на фабриках мебельных зарабатывают? 100, ну 100, да?
100, да.
It's very good.
$1000 в месяц.
$1000?
Для нас это очень много. Для нашего городка.
$1000 в месяц?
Да.
Okay, the $1,000 in a month is considered as a very good salary, monthly salary. But for Moscow, it's like nothing. And most of the sorry guys, I have my, I don't know why it's shaking. I need to. Why did it get like this? But most of the people living in their own houses, большинство же живет в своих домах, да?
Ну да.
Most of the people living in their own apartments and houses, they're like rent culture, like in New York City, is not so big here. Ладно.
Сейчас с правой стороны будет старый проживательный завод, который не работает. Он сейчас на здании, заброшенный.
You can see the like dogs, angry dogs.
Сейчас в этом здании, вон, видишь, разрушенный, это бывший завод, где делали кожу.
Okay. My mom's saying we are passing the leather factory. This is the building of the old leather. Ah, вот этот или вот этот? Ah, the leather factory. You see, it's old Slava Trudu sign. So all this spooky, creepy, but very picturesque building of the leather factory. You see, it stands right by the river. So imagine all the stuff that waste from the leather industry probably was going down to the river to pollute it.
Специальный визит, вон туда выйди, сделали визит. Специальный визит.
Look, this is a traditional wooden house that you will see in many places in Russia. So this is a visit. We have a beer plant.
Вон там прям визит.
Ну давай высунь вот. Restaurants, yes, we have restaurants, but they're not the great restaurants. But we have a good beer. I don't know why we have a beer. Like we don't have Germans here. I don't know how the beer and liquor, алкогольный, да?
Нет, да, алкоголь другой завод, где водку
We
делают.
used to be, my grandfather used to work in a liquor factory too, where they produce vodka, что еще?
Съездим сейчас водку, посмотрим. Водку тут не делают, тут только пиво и печенье.
Okay, so that was the beer, cookies, and lemon, like gas water, the Russian style gas water.
Дайте еще вести. Водку здесь.
Ну где магазин это? Где можешь
ну,
на эту,
Гулливер,
на Гулливер, да. Hey, it's Jameson. Welcome in. They have a like similar service like Amazon here, but it calls Wildberries. The difference is the thing that you have to pay extra if you want to be delivered to your home, but they have a lot of places like stores where you can pick up your order, and they even have a room like dressing room where you can if you order like dress, for example, you can grab your order, try inside of that store, and if you don't like, you just return it. So and the delivery is pretty quick, and the price is actually, you know, the China is not far from Russia, and basically it's the same stuff that you can find on Amazon, just way more cheaper, because you know the prices match more the income of the like Russian people, but it's basically same Chinese stuff that you find on Amazon. So people buy non-stop here too. Лимонад кузнечик, квас кузнец тоже вроде везде делают. I don't know about лимонад кузнечик. Мам, ты знаешь лимонад кузнечик? I think they did a lot of different types of the soda, like duchesse, cream soda.
Делал маленький кузнечик, были маленькие бутылки, небольшие, а вот когда еще стеклянные, вот вы когда в твоем детстве, в моем детстве не было лимонада, они не делали.
Я не помню, I don't remember кузнечик lemonade.
Артемий.
Grasshopper lemonade, don't remember. Может, а вот про эту прям до вокзала доедем, и потом в школе, и все.
Вокзал, скажешь. Здесь мы можем на почту билет туда.
This is a typical like apartment houses, usually 5 stores. My mom's saying she can't drive slow on this street because this is like one of the main streets, and you have to go fast because other cars will go ahead of you, or they're gonna like be annoyed. I think Coffee Mama, don't worry. I think Night Bar doesn't like when you use like more than one emoji. This is a supermarket. You see, they're full of advertising. So this is the supermarket. Да, ага. So we have a lot of stores, like grocery stores. Нету. So my town actually also located in the area where we have I'm gonna tell you now. We have a lot of Tatar or Muslim people. Since we are very close to Kazan, this is a Tatar region. So you can see a lot of influence of the Tatar culture in the even food and stores. It was my first job in this town. My first job. I worked actually in the supermarkets that sell electronics. But I worked there probably like 2 months. There were supermarkets that sell big plaza TV. That time we have only one big plaza TV. We also had like all these toasters, mixers, wash machines. So this was my I think first job in this town. And then I moved to the other town to study at university. So I was trying to escape this town as soon as I can, to be honest. What is the pronunciation of Kuznetsk? Kuznetsk. Kuznetsk. And as I said earlier on the stream, it's basically translates as a blacksmith. Blacksmither. This name is derived from the. Is it karting? Derived from the blacksmith's word. Bye, Emma. Thank you so much for joining. I don't know. I think rich people don't go shopping in my town. Rich people go to shop in Moscow. So by car, if we drive from my town to Moscow, сколько до Москвы будет? 10 часов.
700 километров.
У нас там в милях.
Ну, на машине примерно 10 часов.
It's about 10 hours
ну, и вот
by
куда ты
car.
Встала? Ну и вот куда?
Мам.
Ну что, видит, что я еду. Дорога узкая. Вот мужик сразу встал.
My mom cursing and angry on all drivers.
Куда ехать?
Ну пошли, я там ни разу не была.
А, прям в магазин?
Нет, ну проехать, я там ни разу не... Я не помню, чтобы этот магазин был здесь. So it's 10 hours by car from my town. So rich people has a fancy cars. This is a restaurant, cafe. So you wanna know? You see people like staring at me like I'm crazy when they see me with camera. My mom was saying there was no fence a week ago, but behind the fence is a furniture factory. So the city is just, the town is just filled with the furniture factories. The only industries that feeds the town and gives jobs to people who live there. Hi, Andre. This is a new building, new house. The windows is pretty small, but I didn't see too many new like construction going on. Like in New York, you see so many new buildings being built. I think this one is only the first I've seen so far. So not much construction going on right now. Populations 80,000 of people. I think when I lived here we had 90,000, but now it's only 80,000 people. This is a bridge. We will be crossing it on the way home. Сейчас еще чуть-чуть.
Нет, мы сейчас доедем,
Да,
потом
да,
там
да.
по Комсомольской как раз проедем.
Bye, Coffee Mama. Thank you so much for joining. понять, что там.
Какой-то сквер.
Like park. I don't know what is that.
Парк, сквер. Видишь, тут что-то дядя. Видно, там написано. Что здесь? Молоко останавливается.
Да не так быстро.
Там нет, там нет, ты можешь сказать, там тоже у нас нет. Канал прошлый год. Какой бы, как у вас тут есть, у нас тут есть. Сейчас я
Okay.
не знаю,
This is a. I really like this building. I think this is one of the prettiest. This is a train station building.
сходи, покажи.
Uh-huh. And it's actually built in 1913. So here you can jump on train and it will take you to Moscow. It will take it to Moscow. And
Давай, выйдешь?
да.
Иди, а я пока разойду.
And
Вон туда к быку сходи, вон бык.
где? Вон. My mom says there is a bull, similar like in New
А
York
это как раз
City bull.
Кузнецк, в честь кого нас
Uh-huh. So you can see the statue of there's a guy, blacksmith. So what they were doing is a horseshoe. This is the name of my town has been originated. You can hear right now the train announcer. The train is coming from somewhere. So you can jump on a train and get to the Moscow. Probably spend a night in the train. So the chocolate stores, it's just a regular store. We don't have like specialized store in chocolate. You can go any groceries and find bunch of chocolates. I have to say the stores is stuffed with everything. So many potato chips, different flavors, so many chocolates, so many cheeses. So I used to come to home and we're bringing my mom and my brother everything. But now they have everything. My mom was saying, go show the bull. She's like, go show the bull. I don't know what is that, guys, to be honest. No, wait, you know what? I know what is that, because this is behind the restaurant. Maybe I will show you the restaurant, because I think this is one of the fancy restaurants we have, and they put, and the name of the restaurant, Gold Bull. So the restaurant probably put this bull to attract customers. So this is the sittings outside. Let's take a look to the train over there. So they have a little train here. Timo Bull of Wall Street. For sure, this is how it looks. I used to take a train to Penza, to the town where I study every weekend from this train station. I used to go for a week to study in university, and on weekend to come back home. And the trains wasn't very comfortable. Ты поразговариваешь? Это для Золотого Тельца, там же ресторан. Вот они поставили, чтобы привлекать, наверное.
А я думаю, это аналог вашего этого. Подержать цвет пустил?
Сейчас. Подожди, сейчас я вот там ресторан как раз Золотой Телец покажу.
Сейчас я помедленнее покажу. А сейчас долго еще и стоять будем.
So, это как-то самый деловой, хороший ресторан, или как ты считаешь? So, I don't know, maybe in my family or in poor small towns, it's not in people don't really go in restaurants just because, oh, let's go to restaurant. You usually go to restaurant because some special occasion like wedding. Ладно. So when I growing up, I never been in a restaurant. Probably first restaurant I went when I came to New York City. Oh, the main market. Кто сзади? Another super. They all. You see now another shopping areas. They all look the same. See, the sense of design definitely missing here. Hi Sandy, thank you so much. I'm so happy you enjoying the stream. This is during it's an open market, so right now everything is like cleaned up, but during the day, especially on Saturday, it's filled with like people selling stuff. Especially when I growing up, we didn't have like big malls, so people come here to buy stuff like jeans. And one of them, you see how many dogs just hanging out? The homeless Russian dogs. Especially my childhood traumatic memory. To buy new jeans, and you have to try them standing outside on the street on the piece of the cardboard. Like trying to see if the jeans fits you. Gosh, I don't know how we survived. Парк. Ну давай, там может что-то молодежь. Yeah, this most of the stores you see that over there is like, especially this Bristol is like liquor stores. So we have a liquor stores. They 24/7
Не знаю.
But a lot of like liquor stores open very late. And they're locating they place them throughout the town, so you don't have to walk far. Like we live very far from the center, and we still have a liquor store next to us, so we can just like walk 5 minutes and buy anything, which is very convenient. I don't have this luxury in New York City. This street used to be all pedestrian, but now they gave. You know how many? You see how many cars? So this is the entrance to the park. Нету, but it looks very dark inside.
Сейчас развернемся, так Ленина, Граница, Комсомольск, Полина.
Yeah, the street used to be pedestrian, totally pedestrian, but now they have it's like became parking spot. My mom used to work in this building. Now it's no one. It's beautiful old architecture, but no one really cares. No one really preserve it. Unfortunately, no mystical stories. I wish I can tell you some fairy tale, but there's no fairy tales. This is another like old tall buildings. Oh, this is another restaurant. House with columns, almost like a Parthenon. We have a big stadium actually. Yeah, we have a Lenin statue. I started my stream next to the Lenin statue. We're gonna pass again in like 30 seconds. So keep your eyes wide on the Lenin statue, of course. I think we have several even. One of them on the main square and another one somewhere else over there. So it's very dark and he's hidden in the bushes over there. He's standing over there. It's so dark. Hi, I'm Wall on the Run. So happy to see you. Bus service. It's not bus, it's like mini vans, but they stopped working in. I haven't seen anyone today. Я вообще сегодня не видела. Сегодня не видел, да. Yeah, we have a public service, public transportation minivans, but they usually stop working around probably 9. They stop working around 8 p.m. So yeah, as you see, most of the people now having cars. I think during my childhood we had real buses. We're going to the bridge, and under ours will be the train, railroads. So during the mornings on the weekday, my mom's saying there's so much traffic in this area because this is the only we have city. You see another market, but they all look the same. They all look like having bunch of names, labels. Placed on the front of the building. Может около дом пятерочек только, но не стремится так. So we go now. We are going more close to the area where my mom lives, where I grew up. Kind of pretty far from the center. Поехали через школу. И около пятерочки остановимся. Hey, do oh, this is a dream. At least something. You never had any dreams before. Oh, my mom's saying downstairs is a restaurant and second floor is a gym. Very convenient. You work out and then you go to restaurant to drink and eat. So from my room in the building, we live on the third floor. So since we live basically on the edge of the town, I don't have any building basically behind the building. So I can see from my room the horizon line where the sky meets earth. And when I was living all my childhood looking at the window, I never appreciated what view I have. And now after living in New York City with a view on the another brick wall, every time I come home, I was like, oh my god, look at that view. You always start to appreciate things when you lose them. I don't know why life is like this. So this is this is the school where I study from 7 to 16. It's a little bit dark, but it's like bluish gray, sad looking school. They made it way more nicer, and they fixed the area near to school. Look, they have a basketball court. I was shocked seeing. I was like, no way, it got so nicer comparing when I was growing up here. We just had metal slides, dangerous metal slides where you can hurt yourself. Highlands. I will be back. I will probably stay till the end of August in here home, because unfortunately my grandparents is very old, and I don't want to bore you the family stuff, but my grandma's in hospital and my grandfather now basically is not working. He spends most of the time in bed, and my mom by herself, and she needed help. So I decided to spend some time with my grandparents, with my family, because my grandparents doesn't have much time, and thankfully I have opportunity to work from home from here. So, but I will definitely be back to New York City. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me today to drive through my hometown. I know it's not so exciting like New York City, Times Square, but it is what it is. I'm happy that I was able to show you where I spent my childhood and was growing up. Next stream, I will try to go to the bigger town where I studied, to Penza. It should be more exciting. So stay tuned, and thank you again, everyone, for joining me. Thank you, Kevin, for helping with chat. Thank you so much, all members. Remember, I will be back to New York City, so don't unsubscribe. So bye bye, guys. Have a great end of your Sunday, right? In New York City is still Sunday. So bye, guys. Ciao. My mom says bye. Bye bye.